What's up everyone, this is Brad from Breakstar and today I am reviewing LEGO set 76260 Black Widow and Captain America motorcycles. So this is of course from Avengers Age of Ultron. It is an Infinity Saga set, it is 6+, contains 130 pieces, 2 minifigures, and it released on the 1st of June 2023 and it is yet to be retired, and it originally retails for $12.99 in the UK, $15.99 in the US, and $15.99 in Europe. So this is actually one of the smaller sets of the Infinity Saga line, which is continuously ongoing, and it was pretty cheap, so I got it just as it's part of my journey to getting all the sets based on the MCU. It is based on Avengers Age of Ultron, so I just got it as it's fairly cheap, and it does include an exclusive minifigure, which is really cool for one of the cheaper sets. So this is the box. Of course it does have the Infinity Saga logo on it. They all have Iron Man on it, wherever it be a Guardians of the Galaxy set, a Avengers set, whatever it is, they all have Iron Man on it by this point. And if I just turn it around, you can see that on the back it does show you the minifigures and their motorcycles. I do believe this is when they're riding through the forest. I could be wrong on that, but I do believe that's from what this is based on. So I'm going to get straight into the minifigures and then I will review the set itself. First up for the minifigures, we have Captain America, and this is his suit from Avengers Age of Ultron, of course, as the set is based on that film. This isn't an exclusive minifigure, so we have had this minifigure before, but I'm not particularly bothered about that. I mean, this is a cheap set, and some people may think it's basic. There's not much detail to the legs, but again, you could argue that there's not really that much detail in live action on the suit anyway for the legs, and there is a lot of detail on the torso as expected for Captain America. And I do really like this suit. I think it looks really cool. I think it looks accurate, and this does use the new, I say new, the fairly new, I guess a few years old, the Captain America mask piece, instead of what they used to do when they just would print on the mask on the face, which makes it a lot better, as they can now also offer a hairpiece, which they have here. They have also offered Captain America's hairpiece as part of the minifigure. So if you take off the mask, which by the way also does have a Captain America printing on the side as well, so it's cool that the mask has more printing. If it wants to focus, it never wants to focus on the mask. There we go. I mean, it never wants to focus. If you take off the mask and then you can put the hairpiece on, so you can actually have him without the mask on as well. I say mask, what I mean is helmet. I absolutely mean helmet, I don't mean mask. But you can have him with his hairpiece as well. I guess it looks a bit strange that he has sort of the mask underlining, but I mean, if you turn him around, he does actually have a different facial expression where he doesn't have that, which would make more sense with this hairpiece here. The hairpiece is the same hairpiece they've been using for him generally they've been using it for Star-Lord as well, but I think it really suits Chris Evans. I think the colour may be a bit off, I don't know. I don't mind the colour, I think it may be a bit off, I'm not really sure. So this is the other facial expression as well. This is more of a happy facial expression. The other one is purely really for the use of the helmet. This is the back printing as well. Again, pretty detailed and looks pretty, I think it looks pretty cool. I think the colours really blend really well here, the orange, brown, and the navy blue. And if I just turn him back around again, there is also of note that the fact that they are still going with the brown hands as to replicate the gloves of the character, which I am not opposed to. He also comes with his shield. Obviously, this is Captain America. He obviously comes with his shield, which just pops on like that. And wow, it looks really big. There it is. There is the shield that he comes with, which obviously is expected with Captain America. But overall, this is an okay minifigure. It's nothing special. It's nothing. It's not dreadful. It's not special. It's just an okay minifigure. And the final minifigure in this set is Black Widow. Now, this minifigure is exclusive to the set, which is really cool for like such a cheap set. Like to have an exclusive minifigure in such a cheap set is really awesome, and it is really mega detailed. And I know I said that a lot, but this one really is really detailed, and which is always great when they do that with Marvel figures. Now, I do have one reservation about it, one really big reservation. I'm not sure if that is just my minifigure or if it's around the entire set. But my main reservation is that on the torso here, this is meant to be sort of a cyan, sort of a glowing cyan neon sort of lines down the torso here, and as well on the legs here, the leg printing. That is not apparent in my minifigure. This is more of a silvery, sort of chrome-like glow. If a glow at that, I mean, I did put it in the dark and still barely any colour comes out. Which to me, if that is a misprint, is probably just my luck getting a misprint. But if that is every minifigure in the set, if that is the same in every set, man, I mean, that really knocks the minifigure down for me. For reference, the minifigure, as you can see on the box behind, is meant to look like this. So it's meant to have similar to her rods. It's meant to have the same colour lining coming down here, and then as well on the legs here. But as you can see on the minifigure, it absolutely does not have that. You can barely see any glow at all. So that is a bit of a frustration from me. She does also come with, obviously, 2 of her sticks, which are the correct colour, thank God. 2 of her battens, I should say, rather than sticks. And she does also come with a gun as well, which you can just pop on. The gun's never on in focus, I swear. Which you can just pop on like so, and there she is with her gun. And I will say the hairpiece is the same one they've been using sort of for the Age of Ultron versions of her for a while now. I really don't mind the hairpiece, I think it works well. It does annoy me kind of, the sticky up bits at the sides, but honestly, it is what it is. I'm not really too bothered. They've gone for the muted facial expression, and there is also a fighting facial expression as well. If I just turn her around, there is the fighting facial expression, which they are doing with pretty much all the Marvel minifigures at the moment, muted and fighting. And there is some more detail on the back as well. And again, this bit, you can see it's a bit lighter, but this is meant to be a lot more neon and glowing, which it just isn't, which is a real nitpick for me. It really frustrates me. If it is just a bad, bad printing, then I guess that is my luck and it's not Lego's entire fault. But it is just really frustrating for me. But overall, I do really like this minifigure, and I think it's great value for the money. And moving on to the motorbikes themselves, and I really enjoyed these builds. These builds are really easy, they are quick. It took me about maybe not even 30 minutes to do to do both of them. Like, they were pretty quick. They were kind of identical in some ways, which I don't have an issue with really, but there were also other pieces that weren't identical, so the building process wasn't fully repetitive in that sense. Let's take a look. Let's take a look first at the one for Black Widows. This is Black Widow's cycle. If I just pop Captain America's out the way there, I cannot speak today. And here is her cycle. So this has the red wheels, which differs from Captain America's. He has the grey wheels, and you can actually pop her battens on this on these grabby pieces here. So it's great that it includes that It's great that it includes that as a part of the bike, and it includes it for both battens, not just one, which sometimes Lego does only make room for one, and you sort of have to just place one somewhere else. I do really like sort of the shaping of it. I think using this sort of arched piece at the back really was cool to sort of go over the wheel. You can see it better there. It sort of just adds a bit more to the design. Turning it around, it is, as I said, pretty similar on both sides. Of course, you've got the one stud there, and on the other side you also have the one stud there, and you've got the shooter. The shooter I'm not going to shoot out because everyone knows how these shooters work, and I do not want to find the studs. But everyone knows how those shooters work. They are the basic shooters that Marvel have been using for a long time now. There is kind of a seat. It's literally just 4 studs. It's not really a seat, but it doesn't bother me too much. It would be weirder if there was a seat, I think, right? It would be weirder if there was a seat. I do like how they've done the handles for the motorbikes. They've used these 2 1x2 pieces with the sticks at the end. And then we do have a flashlight as well at the front here, which is a nice transparent stud, which I guess works. And there isn't that much more to it. I do think the build overall was really great. You can also move this up and down. It is more designed to sit like that, but you can move it up and down. I'm not really sure why you'd want to move it up and down, but you can move that up and down as well. And then if you grab Black Widow, she can just pop on the motorbike like so, and she can be sort of riding with her gun like that. Moving on to Black Widows. Moving on to Captain America's. I really cannot talk today. Moving on to Captain America's motorcycle, and again it is pretty similar to the Black Widow one. There is a stud here, and that is identical there as well. You do have these 2 sort of suitcasey things on these grabbers on this side, which is a nice aesthetic. I think it makes it look a bit more from the 1940s, which I think is really cool. Of course, he would have his sort of belongings in there. Again, the stud shooters are the same on both sides. You've also got the flashlight on the front as well, but it's slightly different. It's not used by a sort of, you can't move this one, it has to stay there. And there is also a grabbing piece at the top, which you can actually place Cap's shield on, like so, and you can have Cap's shield just going over the flashlight like so, like in the film, which was a really cool touch. And then we do have, again, the two 1x2 pieces as the controls, and then there is also this printed piece, which is really awesome to get a printed piece, this printed piece of the control panel, which for some reason is upside down. I don't know why. Well, it looks upside down in the manual. I'm not really sure which is the right way up. I do believe this is the right way up. For some reason, it looked like upside down in the manual. I feel like maybe now it's right. Anyway, there is also, again, no seat for this, but you can just pop Cap in there like so. It's better to put them on the back studs as they have like more of a reach for the controls, and you can have him just like that. Again, you could have him holding the shield, but I guess it doesn't really make sense if you've got that on the motorbike there. So overall, these are really, you know, these are nice for the price. That is a new catchphrase. These are nice for the price. I mean, I think these come in really handy if you're like displaying things. Of course, I'm displaying my Marvel sets. I've actually put these outside the Avengers Tower because they work really well outside the Avengers Tower. So now I have like Cap and Black Widow off to a mission from Avengers Tower, which I think is really, really cool. I think, as I said, the build wasn't repetitive as much as you'd expect, but it was enough that, you know, if you had to do another one of these, you're probably like, oh god, okay. But overall, I think the designs, they look unique to the characters, which is great, just through little details that just make them a bit different from each other, which I think is really great. And the fact that they have accommodated for their weapons too is a bit of a plus. As I said, a lot of Marvel ships and bikes and etc. don't do that. So that is a real plus for me. Anyway, that is my thoughts on the set. So please let me know what you guys think. Do you have this set? Do you like this set? If you don't have this set, get this set. It's good. I mean, I don't mind it. I think it's good for an Infinity Saga set. You know, we could have had something else better, I guess, but if we wanted a cheap option, this is good for a cheap option. But anyway, please like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. It all helps out the channel. Again, this channel is just for me to express my love of LEGO with fellow LEGO fans, and just to show you guys all these sets that, you know, you could be getting and that you're missing out on, etc. And yeah, so please like, comment, subscribe, etc. And I will see you all on the next video.